parks! Save our parks!
Happy Father's Day. My name is Gene Doherty, and I'm here in the Benicia State Recreation Area. And today we are rallying for support to keep our state parks open. This is one of the parks that will be closed as early as July 1st unless the legislators make a difficult choice in raising a $15 vehicle license fee tax.
Who speaks for creatures of the marsh? We haven't heard from them. Let's hear about it today. To help solve California's fiscal woes, the governor proposes to close Benicia State Recreation Area. So now the politicians must vote on what to do. Sandpipers and marsh wrens don't have a voice in this matter. Beaver and muskrat don't get to choose. Gulls and kestrels will not be consulted, yet their existence is on the line. Nature is fragile here on the marsh, where arrowgrass and coyote bush grow. There's a sweet smell of fennel in the afternoon. Life is tenuous where red-winged blackbirds nest among the cattails and crabs scuttle in the shallows. Every day, our rangers fight to keep the recreation area with its precious marsh in balance, to deter human spoilers from pressing the creatures of the marsh too hard. If the state withdraws support to the marsh, it will nosedive and crash. The interstate, the houses, the hamburger joints, and the graffiti, and all the smudges of humanity will overpower the sweet smell of fennel. The defenseless marsh will be trampled. Its creatures will perish. Give this some thought and persuade your politicians to do the right thing. Thank you.
Join the march and save our parks! Save our parks! Save our parks!
Welcome to the Benicia Capitol State Historic Park. This building is one of the buildings that could be closed as early as 2 weeks from now, July 1st. Unless we get the legislators to do something about it. So thank you for coming.
Well, I apologize, I'm not as dressed as fancily as Jean, but I rode my bike from the state recreation area here, so here I am. And besides which, this is about you and your state parks, and this rally is about you and your state parks, and I really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you, but you're going to make it happen. We're not going to close the state parks. We're going to figure out a way to keep them open. To me, there is no option but to keep the state parks open. California was all about being outdoors, and every project needed to have that, and there also needed to be access to the great outdoors. This is in the 20s and the 30s when there were far fewer people here in California. And in the 1930s, we actually had more state parks per capita than we have today. So there's something about parks that speaks to the soul, that speaks to the spirit, that says that in hard economic times, we need to have a place to recreate, to restore our sense of well-being. It is our quality of life. So our message to the state legislature and to the governor is that be smart and be wise and keep our economic development and our resources intact so we don't get worse, and that we actually can begin to recover from this rather deep recession. You need to have your voices heard in every way that can be done. This is, if there was ever a time for you to raise your voices, this is it.
Yay, save our parks! And so what I want to say to every cyclist, every runner, every walker, every equestrian, every photographer, every picnicker, every bird watcher, every dog walker, every fisherman and woman, and every historian, that saving the parks in our county is absolutely essential. So remember, squeaky wheel gets the grease. Save our parks.
It's a year later. Things are a lot worse, and the specter of them being closed is much, much greater. And I find it very interesting that our governor, who is proposing closing the state parks, is also the proponent behind AB 32, climate protection and energy efficiency and a healthy living environment. And I don't know what could be healthier than having state recreation areas and state parks up and down the state for our mental and physical health. In addition, okay, the building behind us, this is California history, and if I recall correctly, every single fourth grader in California studies California history. Don't they learn about this? Isn't it the state's obligation to make sure that this is maintained and open so that our youth can learn about the history? I think so. Now, with all that aside, okay, we have to figure out, and I know that the Venetians and the city can figure out a way, if we have to keep open the state recreation area and this particular building. The thing is, we don't know how much it's going to cost. And you may or may not be aware that the state is looking to pick cities' pockets. They're looking to borrow, as they call it, some property taxes, which for us is about $1.3 million. They're also looking to take the gas tax, which is about $750,000, and we don't know, again, what maintaining all of this may do. So it's going to be a very severe budget issue. But we can do it if we want to do it, and all of us are going to have to make that decision if that's the case. So my message is that cities up and down the state are joining with the League of California Cities to get the legislators and the governor to know, stay out of our pockets, don't borrow our taxes, and let us have our gas taxes like you said you were going to do. But it's going to take all of us to contact our legislators, and not the ones that are our very local ones. We know they're with us. It's the other ones up and down the state that need to know that we're serious about keeping our state parks open. So contact them, let them know how you feel, let them hear your voices, because it's going to take a community effort and a statewide effort to let them know we mean business. Happy Father's Day.
Hi, my name is Sally Alphab. I'm a 7th grader at Benicia Middle School. The state park has a lot of great memories for me. I've learned how to ride my bike here with my dad. I've used the park for many track practices too. I have learned about the marsh, the plants and animals that live here, and the adaptations that they have made in order to grow here. The Benicia Water Education Program has led nearly 5,000 Benicia 3rd graders here in over the last 12 years. Each year, over 400 3rd graders come out here to learn about the state park. I came out here again, my own, this year to earn extra credit points in my science class. There are not many places like this in the world, and Benicia is very lucky to have the Benicia State Recreation Area. It would be sad if the state park closed and all the children would lose a great place to learn and play. The people of Benicia should work together and raise money to support this wonderful place. Thank you.
This is the moment for us to be standing up for saving our state parks. We need your help. Sign the petitions. Sign the postcards. I'll be personally delivering those to the governor, to the legislative leaders this week. They will be having, hopefully, a budget vote. We'll see how it goes. We're going to keep the pressure on until it's done.
Save our parks! Save our parks! Save our parks! Save our parks!
Please.
Join the march and save our parks! Save our parks! Save our parks! Join the march and save our parks!